learning to fail at art, being uncomfortable with my art, taking risks with my art. That all could sound really strange at first, but I promise I'll explain. I have gotten way too afraid to learn more with art. I don't try out some ideas because I think that I'll mess up and I'll end up with a great idea, but with bad execution, or that I'll take too long on something that ends up coming out as mediocre, or even just because I don't want to do the boring studies over and over again, only when I'm motivated. Or that I feel if I draw in my style, I can make it look how I want instead of this other style. Now, a lot of those could all be tackled in their own videos, but I'll try and keep this understandable. So for the past few years, I've been pretty focused on developing my own style. Not super intentionally, but just sort of evolved as I tried different things that I liked. Of course, my style has changed and improved over the years, especially as I have improved, but it never really pushed me out of my comfort zone in both the technical style and things like what I'm drawing and also things like setting, composition, poses, perspective. I'm just using style in this video as like a catch-all for that. But basically, I didn't have to think too hard about the changes and improvements I was making because I wasn't trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. Now, it's not a bad thing to have a style that you focus on. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that me getting so comfortable in my style, I started getting too used to liking my art. Okay, that sounds bad. Let me rephrase it. It's not like I liked every piece I made, not even close. But I could more or less predict the outcome. I had a set order of operations and followed them to get me around what I was expecting. Okay, you might think, that doesn't sound bad. What's the issue? The issue is that I started ignoring challenges and avoiding things that made me feel like I was back at square one with art. I felt like I almost had enough I did right in my art, enough that I could get away with avoiding some fundamentals. Perspective, I'm looking at you. If I draw backgrounds like this, it'll look passable. If I draw people like this, it'll be okay. Oh wow, maybe that's something I should work on. Proceeds to ignore it. Yeah. I have a feeling that I'm not the only one who's found it hard to push yourself beyond your limits, and I'm hoping we might be able to help each other. So when you avoid being uncomfortable, failing, and challenges, you start to stagnate, maybe even get worse at some things, which of course leads to not liking what you draw, or sometimes even art block because you feel you can't make some of the things that you want. This whole topic was brought upon by a video I planned to make. The idea was to take some art YouTubers and replicate their style. There were several factors that made me decide not to release it, but a big one that I was really feeling was that I found that I didn't know how to study other artists. I was lacking in some fundamentals about how to study, and my hands just kept trying to move into their usual repeated patterns. I was impatient and pressed for time too, and ended up with drawings that I was not proud of, not because I didn't like the drawing, but because I felt like I learned nothing. And I realized how much of a crutch how and what I drew was. In style, and setting, and composition, perspective, lighting, so much. I knew I had a problem with studying. I'd get motivated to do everything in 2 days, then get discouraged, and drop it till the next burst of inspiration. But like I said, I've really been feeling it right now. So I'm hoping that by posting this video, I will be more active with studying and experimenting with my art, and hopefully encourage you and bring you along with me. Knowing me, it's going to be a little awkward to show my fails and my learning process, but I think it'll be good for me in the long run. To help though, I'm going to plan to make a few videos on what I'm learning and hopefully take you along for the ride with me. So if you have any suggestions about what you would like to learn or see me learn, feel free to let me know and I can try and make that happen. I'm not sure if the next video will be a study video or not, but expect them in the near-ish future. I'm not sure what I want to do first, but I may start with the first fundamental, which is basic shapes. I'm sure it will be humbling. Another thing that I'll try to do to help is to not try and learn everything all at one time. Like I said earlier, I tend to get a random burst of motivation to learn, well, everything, but then get overwhelmed by all there is to do, or just forget, but that's a different issue. So I'm hoping to pace myself so I can do studies regularly. Hopefully this will be an interesting video, and the study videos should be more entertaining, but I felt like being real with you guys, considering the subject. To offer you guys some advice that I plan on following is 1, what I've said already about learning things one at a time. 2 is that I'm not solely focusing on studying, which, yeah, that sounds a little counterintuitive, so let me explain. When you only do things you feel you have to do, or for me at least, or at least this is how I am, you or me start to feel bored and want to do something more fun that might not even be drawing related. So while yes, I will be studying and learning, I will make sure to still make art that I want to and I enjoy making. And 3, not trying to learn everything from scratch by myself. I'm trying to learn from other artists too. Other artists are great resources. There are so many who have struggled with what I have. So I will be consuming more art and artists' lessons, and we'll be sure to let you all know who and what has helped me. Like if I'm watching a specific video, I will be sure to tell you, or maybe there's a book, just anything, I'll make sure to let you know because that's what I'm going to be using. And yeah, that's about it for this that I wanted to say in this video. I feel like this is pretty different from what I usually make, probably because it is. Yeah. Hope you had fun. And yeah, hope I see you all in the next video. Bye.